In this video, I'm playing Dark Souls 3, but every enemy is the jailer. This is an extremely terrifying enemy from an area that many people consider to be one of the worst levels in Dark Souls 3. These guys can reduce your max HP all the way to 1, as well as temporarily make you fat roll. Can I beat the game this way, or will I lose my mind and soul like the prisoners? We install the DS3 randomizer mod, choose all jailers, create a character, give him an appropriate name, and we are on our way. Using the club, 4 R1s take out 1 jailer, and a charged R2 knocks them down. And I can stunlock them with several charged R2. Maybe this run won't be so bad. These jailers aren't inherently dangerous. They cannot drain my health to 0, but if they drain my health this low, I can die from fall damage or from one of their other attacks. I rest at this bonfire, fail an embarrassing amount of times trying to get this smithing stone, beat the boss in 3 hits, and speak to a woman for the first and only time ever in my life.
I'm fine.
Time for High Wall of Lothric. These first few dudes are not aggroed. I have a close call in this doorway and decide to buy some armor. I like how this hollow transforms into a jailer. I wanted to fight Dancer early, but I kept missing my charged R2s like a bozo. This fight was proof that the bosses are not dangerous. I just stunlocked it with charged R2s. Vort's OST is very underrated. I was at this point in the run that I decided to stop leveling health. I think it would be kinda lame to just have so much health that the jailer's draining my health bar doesn't matter, so 15 vigor is my cap for the rest of the run. I also decided to pick up any Estus Flask shards and undead bone shards I encountered, but intentionally choose not to use them. Having lots of health and healing would take away the challenge in my opinion. I have this close call in Undead Settlement, just to die 5 seconds later. I wanted to fight tree balls, but went the wrong way. I swear I know this game. I'd like to try some cool weapons for this run. I picked up the Custis. Its short range and lack of poise damage gets me killed. I tried this scythe for tree balls, which I somehow end up dying to. The bosses are supposed to be the easy part. After stunlocking the boss, I get the transposing kiln. Interestingly, the floor doesn't fall until after I beat the boss. I've never used these dancer swords and they are cool, but I need 20 dex. Let's just use this reinforced club until I have that much dex. I run through Road of Sacrifices, spend way too much time looking for the Grass Crest shield, and die from a fireball to the back. Crystal Jailer is easy. I enter the cathedral, notice a distinct lack of teleporting dogs, collect these Estus shards that I never use, have several close calls, and get Eloyd's sword ring.
Leloid? L-L-O-Y-D. I named you.
You ruined my life!
How could I ruin your life? I wasn't even there!
I decided to summon Henri and Horace for the boss. I use bare fists so the boss lasts longer than 3 seconds. All 3 of us ganking the Jailer of the Deep is hilarious. I finally got enough levels to use the Dancer's sword. This gravity cheese will never not be hilarious. Fun fact, following these torches in Farron Keep will take you straight to the 3 MacGuffins. This seems obvious, but somehow I never noticed until my 3rd or 4th playthrough of DS3. Another fun fact, using a dagger's weapon skill gets you through the swamp faster than spamming rolls. It even works if you run out of FP. What did I even think would happen here? It wouldn't be a proper Abyss Watchers fight unless I backstab cheese them over and over. In Catacombs, I was curious if the giant ball of skeletons still existed. It does and is hilarious.
Hello there.
Unfortunately, they didn't chase me across the bridge. Making all these skeletons fall down is my favorite part of this area. This boss arena is terrifying, but the boss is easy as ever. These ghosts in Boral Valley are not jailers. This is the point of the run where the jailers started getting really tanky, but I find it easier to just run through than try to beat all the enemies. This section looks scary, but the jailers end up just letting me through. I go down towards the dungeon, skill issue on this NPC invader, and find the jailer's natural habitat. But before I get too far through here, let's do a side quest for some cool armor. For whatever reason, the Consumed King's Garden was one of the hardest sections of the run. I'll let the footage speak for itself. I like that you can still hear Oseros' dialogue in the boss room. Look at Lloyd's ring turning on and off during this boss. I don't even have max health for some of it. Now I look cool. Okay, back to the dungeon. Unlike many others, I've never found this area to be particularly annoying. I know a route that skips most of the shortcuts, but is very fast. This was my only death. I came all this way just to see the basilisk replacements jumping out of the ceiling, but most of them were stuck. I remember being terrified of this section on my first playthrough, but now I just sprint through. I tried Storm Ruler for fun. It got me killed twice, and it does much less damage than you'd think. So I just beat the boss normally. I grab the poop, drink this soup, and die to this random jail. Like for decons, I summoned for the Pontiff boss. Strangely, the boss's AI broke. It never attacked once. Oh well, I'll take an easy victory. How come the skin and clothing textures aren't loaded in properly for these giants? Somehow I beat several jailers by just running past. Of course, Aldrich goes down easily after some Lloyd's Ring shenanigans. I like how the game puts me in the dancer boss room. Joke's on you, I already did this boss. Just for fun, I tried doing the next section with the jailer's weapon. It does 37 damage, and I get one shot due to a lack of health, so I switch back to the dancer swords. I already knew that this wasn't a particularly hard challenge run. No point in making this section miserable. I do still need to be much more careful because I get 1 or 2 shot, but I make it through without too much difficulty. This part with the wyvern actually gave me a bit of trouble. Normally, I have enough health to just sprint through, but here, I got one shot by the fire breath attack, so I had to time my running correctly. Come to think of it, why isn't the wyvern replaced by a jailer? Who cares?
Oh my god, who the hell cares?
I make my way through the archives with little issue. This bridge is somewhat terrifying. For fun, I tried beating the boss with no health or healing, but it still goes down easily despite having 2 phases. I beat the final boss with the jailer's weapon, and that's it. This challenge was a ton of fun and ended up being way easier than expected. I'm working on another Every Enemy is X challenge in DS3, as well as some other challenges in other Souls and Souls-like games. If you want me to do another Every Enemy is X challenge, comment down below which enemy you want me to do. Thank you for watching.
Hey,